Keith Jones beyond the binoculars here at Parks for Saturday, September 22nd is our big day. It's Pennsylvania Derby and Cotillion Day here at the track. $2 million Grade 1 races back-to-back, the 10th and the 11th this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon here. Sunny skies, temperatures mid-70s, just a little bit of breeze blowing through, so a beautiful afternoon. Let's start by taking a look at the 10th race, the Grade 1 Cotillion Stakes, 8 3-year-old fillies. And no question that Monomoy Girl will be the heavy favorite in here. She's coming off 4 consecutive Grade 1 victories, and she certainly has stamped herself as the best 3-year-old filly in the country. And I think the scenario plays out well for her with that inside draw. There's not a whole lot of other early speed in here, so she should be able to establish good early possession on the front end of the field in what should not be a particularly fast pace. So I think they're going to have a difficult time beating her. And so we're not going to try to beat her. We're going to see if we can't turn that 3 or 4 to 5 price into maybe 7 or 8 to 1 in the exactas. I think there are horses that are overmatched in here. Norma's Charm, Jumpstart, Dixie Serenade all look like they are not quite the level of the other fillies in here, so I'm going to toss them out of my exactas, and instead I think I'm going to look at the how the exacta probables are coming up and maybe select 1 or 2 of those that offer the value. Wonder Gadot, Separation of Powers, Chocolate Martini, Midnight Bisou, all will be candidates in there. I think Separation of Powers very interesting for trainer Chad Brown. She's a multiple Grade 1 winner that has been around 1 turn. She's going to try to stretch out today, being against Chad Brown, and she certainly is an outstanding filly. And also a Chocolate Martini, who has been just a little bit of a step below some of these other ones. If she can step up her game, you might get some value there as well. So again, take a look at the value being offered in the exactas, punch a couple of those that offer that value, and hope that you're right when you go to collect at the windows. That's going to be my strategy in the Cotillion. Pennsylvania Derby, a very interesting race. 10 3-year-olds going 9 furlongs. I think actually 9 here. Number 1, First Mondays is not going to go. A number of different angles to take a look at. Mackenzie coming off that long layoff for Bob Baffert. He obviously was very high on this horse earlier in the spring. It was his number 1 horse until Justify came around and until Mackenzie got hurt. You have Hofberg, you have Instilled Regard, who was right with Mackenzie as a 2-year-old and finished a really good 4th in the Kentucky Derby. King Zachary be running late. Core Beliefs, I'm a little bit of kind of mild on Core Beliefs. Axelrod ran really well in the Smarty Jones Stakes, but steps up in class here. Mr. Freeze ran a huge race at West Virginia. Trigger Warning, I'm not so sure about. Bravazo draws that outside gate. So with all that being said, I think I'm going to try on the win end. I think I like number 2, Hofberg, who will be breaking from post position, actually number 1, because First Monday is going to come out. If you notice, trainer Billy Mott is going to put the blinkers on Hofberg today, and if you look at those last 2 bullet workouts up at Saratoga, I think they're trying to put some speed into him for this race. I think they want to keep him a little bit closer to the pace, and if he's able to get that done, I think he has an excellent chance to get his significant victory for the season. So I'm going to put Hofberg on top. I'm not going to discount number 7, Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze ran a huge race out in West Virginia, and the older horses actually ran at a race before Mr. Freeze did that afternoon, and his race was better than Leofric, who won that race. So I think he could be dangerous at a price as well. Underneath, I think I like horses like Axelrod, who I think, again, could be improving for trainer Mike McCarthy, and Instilled Regard coming off that long layoff for Chad Brown. He has shown his ability in the past. He might be able to sneak in there at a decent price as well. So again, I think I like Hofberg and I like Mr. Freeze on top, and put some combinations underneath, see if he can't get a victory.